What's going on? This is Pedram. Welcome to another video. In this video, I want to talk about one of the most important books I've read, I came across, and I'm going to try give a shot at trying to explain or give you a book review and try to tell you what the core message of this book is. This book is really hard to explain. It's one of those things I'm going to try my best to try to explain the core message of it, but bear with me because it's one of those topics that it's not the easiest things in the world to explain. But the best thing I can tell you about this book is to go and get a copy of it for yourself, whether you buy from your books from Amazon or other shop store. Go and get a physical copy. If you like to listen to an audio, go and get a audio version from maybe Audible or other apps out there. So get a copy and read this book, because this book is going to be one of the most important books you ever read. I consider this book to be books of books. Tells you about how to live life and how to become spiritually enlightenment and how to really go out there and make it happen, and how to become present to the moment, or how to live life like you don't need to meditate anymore. What I mean by that is, we all heard meditation. You gotta meditate to be happy. If you can become present to the moment and live at this moment, you are in a state of meditation at all times. So you no longer need to meditate to focus and really live a better life. So let me try to give you an my understanding of this book. Look, we all know, or most of us probably don't know, but this is one of the things I've realized recently, just going through my spiritual journey and just trying to pay attention to things. You see, your mind, you cannot reason with your mind. If I say to you, if you say to me, I cannot, if you come to me and say to me, for example, I cannot go to the gym, and I say to you, why can't you go to the gym? You should be able to go to the gym. You should be able to, if you go to the gym, you're going to feel better about yourself. I'm going to tell you the benefits of it. If you go to gym, you're going to lose weight. You're going to attract the opposite sex, or you're going to feel much better. You're going to have more success in your career, in your business, or whatever. You see, then you tell yourself that your mind doesn't understand reasoning. You might be able to tell that to your mind, and it's valid point, all of it, but your mind doesn't ultimately understand. And that's one of the things I've realized lately. You cannot reason with your mind, and your mind is gonna always is going to come up with excuses, is going to always come up with why you can't do this or why you shouldn't do this. And at the heat of the moment, your mind has its own reasoning and its own way of resisting. So instead of trying to beat your mind and try to tell you, oh, you should go to the gym, you should do this and you should do that because it's ultimately good for you, this book, Power of Now, tells you a proper way, or a true way, that actually you can just let it be. Look, don't try to change anything. This book shows you how to fully become present to the moment and how to let everything be, instead of trying to think all the time, instead of always trying to think your way out of things and things like that. Why don't you just let it be? And instead of thinking or try to challenge your think, or you try to think about what I'm thinking, instead you just let it be. So what that means is, when you let it be, you are going to witness your thoughts. You're going to witness your emotions, your feeling. You're no longer going to resist to it. You're no longer going to fight with it. You're no longer going to try to change it. Instead, all you're going to do is just, you're going to let it be. And you're not going to challenge it in any shape or form. And or you're going to just accept this now, and accept this moment, and everything that comes to your mind, whether that's thoughts, whether it's emotion, whether it's feeling. What you want to be doing, you want to be witnessing it, you want to be embracing it, you want to be just letting it be, and you want to close the gap, because usually what happens is we have a gap, right? And when you think about why you're thinking, there is a gap. But if you just let it be and let that thought just be there. You're ultimately going to be at this present moment, and that's what you call a meditation state. Now, I've told you it's really hard to try to explain this book. It's not one of those topics. Eckhart Tolle really explains it very well, and like I said, the best thing I can tell you to do is to go and get a copy and read this book. This is one of those books that I highly recommend you read 10 times, because you're going to get so much new stuff from it. The more you read it, the more you're going to get from it. And to implement this, you got to practice. You cannot just read this book once and start implementing and start to become spiritually awakened. What you need to do is you got to practice. You got to practice this way of life until it becomes second nature. And ultimately, what this book is all about, it tells you about how the Buddha, or how the Buddha and how the people who are spiritually awakened, how did they live, and it teaches you how to become happy. If you can really if you can really be able to implement this book, you will no longer be unhappy. Even if you're unhappy, which we all have time to time, you're going to have peace with it. No matter what, even if you have an illness or if you have whatever it is that you have, you're going to be at peace with it, because you are no longer trying to resist. You're no longer trying to change. You're no longer trying to think about thoughts. You're going to just let it be. And I know some of you say this is one of those spiritual rah-rah, and even I don't know what I'm talking about. Trust me, half of the time I don't. But I know for a fact that the Buddhas and the people who manage to be spiritually awakened have a better way of operating in the mind and being present to the moment. I know that that's out there, because I know that these people know what they are talking about, and ultimately what they try to teach is valid, because I can feel it and I know that is true. So let's get into the book a little bit more, and like I said, just go and get a copy and read the book, because it's an amazing book. What other things I wanted to talk about this book is, this book shows you how to become a happier person. The core message of this book, look, the core message of this book is how to become present to the moment, how to live right here, right now. So if you know, when you think about the past, you become sad. When you think about the future, you become anxious. And a lot of times we human being, we think so much and we cannot get rid of our thoughts. This book teaches you how to live by your thoughts. And you know what happens when you when you learn how to live with your thoughts is your thoughts just goes out the door. Try this experiment right now. Tell me the next thought that comes to your mind. Do not go after the thought. Let the thought come to you. So right now in this video, pause the video and tell me, or write in the comment section below, tell me the first thoughts that come to your mind right now. You see, try that and resume the video. You see, it takes a long time for a thought to come to your mind when you do this exercise, because when you embrace the thoughts, when you embrace the present now, the thoughts goes out of your head. You're no longer feeling, you're no longer thinking